I do believe that things happen for a reason, God's plan. And I think sometimes you just got to find a way to like see that. I know some people pray, but I don't know. My way of seeing God sometimes is like scientific lens of it, right? Like seeing things on paper reiterates faith.
Better late than never, better late than never, forever hard to measure. I might see my future fall away, but you control time, so my future do what you say.
I think people like positively troll me into stuff. Like, all right, like if I'm really being, mean, okay, Mr. Positivity. I'm like, dang, I'm out of character right now, right? And then that checks me back to who am I really? I am a person of this, right? So like, check me. Or like, okay, like getting nervous. Okay, Mr. Toastmaster, you're right. I am I do like I've been doing these little speeches for Toastmasters for like 5 years. I've been practicing, right? Like, it's not like I just started walking on stages and doing public speaking. Like, I've been actually getting better at it, right? And so that was a reality check, and I love that you said the biblical part, right? I do believe in God, and I do believe in the grand creator, and that, like, I've done an exercise that, like, you always say, like, oh, this is God's plan, whatnot. But I really started to believe in this stuff when I started seeing, and I think what's really reiterated my faith was actually.
Oh, hey, it's you again. The one that is watching this content but ain't subscribed to the channel. Listen, I'm a YouTube embryo, but I have dreams of one day being a full-grown YouTube man. In order to get there, I need your help. Subscribe to the channel. I am trying to help people in their dreams, their callings and careers, and to help scale that growth. All you got to do is help a brother by hitting that subscribe button. Bless your brother so I can bless others. It's that simple. Be blessed.
Not like a science lens, but like a very nerdy lens where it's like mathematically all these things in life can't be pure chaos. Like it don't make like the 1 out of a million chance, but then it happened. Like I can't just leave it up to pure science of like that this one, like that one left could have been a right and my whole life trajectory went this way. I just like I can't fathom people that say like this is not orchestrated by something higher than us, right? And so I did another exercise with reiterated. I think I do a lot of like things outside my head. I have like these most random things outside my head and I have to put it down on paper, like the Excel spreadsheet, because I wanted to see it. Like I need to see data to say how many people in my life have a book. Wow, you got 40 people that you concrete know that publish books, not like random people in Amazon or whatever. I got like Brother Peralta, I got you, I got like real people I know published a book, right? That was evidence, right? And then, kind of seeing it on paper, maybe that's God's plan that like a lot of people I surround myself publish books. I can do it too, right? Another one that I did that was like a real reiteration of just like purpose and how this happens is I had a list of all the things that were shortcomings. Like I wrote like didn't get into JMU. I got waitlisted. And I wrote the year, 2023. Didn't cross Alpha when I wanted to cross it, 2006. Didn't get into, this job. And I just listed it, right? And in the moment, I probably could say in that moment when I didn't get it, it was detrimental. I felt like, oh, dang, And then years later, this is where I say I can't see God's plan, but I can see it more stoically. If I didn't get waitlisted by JMU, I wouldn't have gone to Bowie State. I never would have got the HBCU experience. That now I can like at least identify with a little bit of HBCU experience because I went there for 2 years. Yeah. If I didn't cross Alpha in 2006, I wouldn't have crossed in 2017 and wouldn't have the guys I call my LBs, which for those that in Greek organization, like that's really important part of the process, like a real bonding thing. And these guys are really my friends. So I would not have had these gentlemen in my life. I would have had different ones. It could have been, I could have, rocked with the line I had, but like, I wouldn't have had this line. Didn't get a job at Mason when I graduated grad school. I applied, but didn't get it right off the bat. I had to work other places for 5 years. But then I wouldn't have started in 2017 and wouldn't have had a supervisor, Tracy Watson, who was the best supervisor for me that helped me in that hard time, that got me out of that funk and gave me like I blame her. She's the one that created a monster. You know, like she was like, oh, Phil, you're good. I'm good. What? Like, I remember one time I did a speech. I did a classroom presentation because previously I had a supervisor.
On average, it takes Americans 11 months to change careers. What we found at Lenore Coaching is it takes our clients about 6 months to change careers. Even more so, the first 60 days is where we've seen our clients land interviews and job offers. It's not because we have a magic wand, it's just because we have a comprehensive and concise career transition program. The 3 biggest reasons that we've seen folks struggle to change careers is because they don't actually know what they want, they don't know how to articulate their value to an organization, or they don't have an effective job search strategy. I suggest you try our 60-day career change course. I guarantee you that you will produce results in the job search process. Be blessed.
That told me that I spoke too much slang and rap-a-dap with my hands.
Okay.
And so all the time when I used to do, then I was nervous. I'd always put my hands in my pocket and I'd be like, hello, my name is Philip. Just really, but then I was like, all right, I'm at Mason. And I talked like myself. And I was like, oh no, my supervisor just wanted to observe, Tracy. And I was like, oh gosh, she's probably gonna rip me up and say that I was too informal. She said, wow, you really connected with those students. You did a great job.
Wow.
And I was like, I did. Like that, you don't know how, and so I wouldn't have had that in 2017. So I say all that to say, like, very stoically, I do believe in that things happen for a reason, God's plan. And I think sometimes you just got to find a way to like see that, I know some people pray to see God, some people, talk to him. But I don't know, my way of seeing God sometimes is like, just let my thoughts go randomly and then putting things on paper. And I'm like, it's like almost like this scientific lens of it, right? Like seeing things on paper reiterates faith to me, it seeing that this can't be pure happenstance. There is a, what they call the chaos theory, right? Like that random happenstance and we're just normal balls that just bounce into each other, right? And I was like, even with that, I just can't believe that that's all science, right? I think even in this midst of chaos, like I'm supposed to talk to you today. In the midst of this, I'm supposed to like, go to work. Like, there's a purpose that I can't see in that. And so, I don't know. That's just me spitballing and thinking about like creatively. I'll bring it back to our topic. Sometimes putting that out there and using creativity reinforces my faith too. Right? Like, you think about the song you write, right? And then you're just like, I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna put it out there. But then you never know who listened to that. And that's your way of saving someone's life or helping someone's life that you'll never see, right? Or doing a podcast with people. I have no clue who listens. I don't know how many people, it's this invisible audience that I put out there. But I think about it like maybe when someone listens to one of these episodes, it helps someone.
Yep.
I don't know who they are, but that's part of it. That's a cool feeling to think of. Like when you create something, a book, something tangible, take a picture, all that you're just putting ideas into the world that you never know who that might help. And, sometimes it's even beyond your life, right? Like, you heard about these like authors that get famous after they're alive, right? They don't even know that their book helped somebody, right? But yep. They still did it, right? So.
Better late than never, forever hard to measure. I might see my future fall away, but you control time, so my future do what you say.